guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new, my name's Ruth Steele, and for those of you who have been here before, welcome back. This practice is going to be a preparatory full body practice covering 7 key advanced yoga postures, which myself and my friend Jessie are hosting as an Instagram challenge this week. So if you're watching it in real time, best of luck, please join us. And if you're watching it afterwards, it's still going to be a great practice if you're working towards any of the following 7 postures. So Grasshopper, Maksikangasana, Compass Pose, Paritta, Surya, Yantarasana, Firefly, Tittibhasana, supported headstand, Salamba, Sirsasana, Chinstand, Ganda, Bherundasana, Forearmstand, Pincha, Maurasana, and King Cobra, Bhujangasana. So if you're working on any of these 7 advanced yoga postures, this is going to be a great practice, working on stability and strength within the wrists, hips, hamstrings, and strength and flexibility whilst we're twisting in the spine. So let's get started. At the front of our mats, this is Banksy, and you're gonna go sit in your bed now. Good boy. Get your bed, Banksy. Good boy. Come on. Or maybe you're gonna join in. What are you gonna do, Snuggy Pig? So we'll make a start coming to the front of our mats, preparing in Tadasana standing pose, ground down through all 4 corners of the feet, lift up the knees, engage the legs, glutes are engaged and active. Draw up through the core, feeling that length through the spine, extend to the length in your neck. And maybe you want to roll the shoulders back a few times, roll them forwards, do whatever feels good, allowing the shoulders just to fall down away from the ears. We'll take some deep breaths in here. You can bring the hands to heart center. Inhale through the nose. And just exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. We'll do that twice more. Sigh it out. Big inhale. And sigh it out. Let it go. Begin palming the hands together now. Get them filled with heat and energy. And just slightly cupping the hands over the eyes. Begin to roll the eyes clockwise as you gently blink them open, absorbing the heat and energy from the hands, and circle the eyes the other way when you're ready. Take this energy to the rest of the body, arms and legs. And as we inhale, we reach the arms up, come onto the tippy toes. Engage through the body, and imagine here that we're holding a hollow body position on the ground, as if preparing for a handstand. We're hollowing out the front of the body, engaging the glutes, contracting slightly in the abs. And as we exhale here, we'll bring the hands to heart center, stay up high on the tippy toes as we bend the knees and sit the bottom back as if we're passing through chair pose. And we're going to continue all the way down, lowering bottom to heels into our toe stand. Now, if you're just finding your balance here and you're still wobbling, just work on that. And if the bottom is on the heels and it feels quite comfortable, maybe you need to come up a couple of inches and notice how that activates everything, makes you work a little harder. If you're noticing here that the feet are sickling out to the sides like this, then focus on really pushing into the big toes and drawing the ankles towards each other so we can find more stability. And that links up the legs towards Mula Bandha as if we're stopping the flow of urine. One more deep breath here, and on your next exhale, push up through the toes. We come back to where we started. Embrace the wobbles. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Come onto the tiptoes. As we exhale, pass through our chair pose and keep on lowering down, bottom towards heels. Engage Mula Bandha here, pushing into the big toes. Big inhale. And as you exhale, push up back through the toes, draw in through the center, arms reach high, and exhale, lower down. Good. This time, inhale, arms lift, and the right leg lifts as we draw that knee in towards the chest. As you exhale, flex the right ankle and cross the leg over the left into our one-legged chair pose from here. If you're working on your balance, stick with this, or if you want, on the next exhale, add in a little twist as if we're aiming to hook that right tricep over the right foot. Breathe. Focus your gaze. Maybe it starts to look up to the ceiling, challenge yourself. And we'll come out the way we came in. Inhale, right leg lifts, knee to chest. And exhale, lower back down. Let's go on the other side. Inhale, arms lift, left knee towards chest. As you exhale, cross left leg over right, flex the ankle into our one-legged chair pose here. Either stick with this or on the next exhale, start to introduce that twist as if we are crossing left tricep over the right foot. Shift your gaze, maybe up towards the ceiling. Breathe. And we'll come out the way we came in. Squeeze through the center. Inhale, arms lift, left knee towards chest. And exhale, lower down. Good. Deep breath, let it go. So this is a great preparation if we're working towards our Grasshopper, Maksikangasana. And we'll come back to this in a moment, but before that, let's add in a few spinal waves. Bending at the knees. Imagine a wall in front of you. The knees are going to touch the wall, the hips and the chin. Deep breaths, knees touch the wall, hips, chin. And maybe you start small here, really trying to isolate each vertebra of the spine. For me, in my body, I notice a little juddering sensation when I get to about here, and that indicates to me that I need to work on some stability in the low back, in the core, and in the pelvis. What are you noticing in your body? Keep on flowing here. Maybe you start to make the movement even bigger, getting the arms involved. This is really, really effective way of mobilizing through the spine and avoiding injuries day to day. Good, last spinal roll here, and as you exhale, hands to heart center, let's come into that twist, bending the knees, sitting back into a twisted chair pose. Deep breath. On that exhale, see if you can twist from the lower spine. Come back to center, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, twisting on the right now, sitting the bum back into a chair pose. Inhale, find length. Exhale, move into the twist and see if you can really twist from the base of your spine. Inhale, back to center, arms up. And exhale, hinge at the waist now and fold forwards. Bend the knees softly. Just adjust the feet so they're hip width apart, and we can grab hold of the elbows here and just ragdoll, shaking it out side to side. Feel into your body. Step out of the mind where we spend so much time. And maybe here you want to start working on lengthening through the back of the hamstrings. You could inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. And if when you straighten you're losing that connection of lower tummy touching the thighs, then just work at keeping that connection. And wherever the legs straighten to on the exhale is right about where you're at in lengthening and finding that compression in your forward fold. If you're finding it already, maybe try some activation here. You could inhale, bend, and as you exhale, reach the arms away from you. So we're doing a little crunch here. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach the arms away. We're engaging through the core. Last time. Good, hands placed down to the ground. Slowly tiptoe, feet all the way to the back of your mat, coming into our first downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Whatever the body needs here, maybe you want to pedal the feet. Maybe take the hips side to side, really feel that juicy stretch down the side body and into the ribs and armpits. Then wherever you're at, settle in your downward facing dog, making necessary adjustments, grounding the fingers, pushing out of the shoulders, externally rotated. What's going on with your hips is your pelvis tucking underneath. Maybe it can tilt forward a little more and reach the buttocks up towards the ceiling. Deep breath. Inhale, the right leg lifts, keeping the hips square. Let's activate through the hamstring here. Inhale, flex the foot, squeeze right heel towards butt. Exhale, straighten. Hips are still square. Inhale, squeeze, heel to bum. Exhale, straighten. Last time, inhale, squeeze, hip towards glutes. Exhale, straighten. And as you inhale, we'll round through the back. Squeeze the right knee towards the chest as we step the right foot through between the hands without lifting our palms. Inhale here to our crescent lunge. Let's inhale again and bend the back leg, square the hips and open up through that front of the left thigh and hip flexor by tucking the pelvis underneath slightly. Inhale, fill the lungs. Exhale, straighten the back leg and try and maintain that openness through the front of the left quad and hip flexor. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Good. Inhale, left arm drops down towards the ground. Right arm reaches up tall in our twist. Back leg can be lifted or lowered. Inhale, fill the lungs. As you exhale, we're going to reach this right arm back, come back up to the center, circling the arms back to where we began. Inhale, open the chest. As you exhale, hands come through heart center. Let's take that twist once more, hooking left elbow across the right thigh. Maybe you stay here, maybe the back leg lowers. Maybe the left arm starts to lengthen down towards the ground and you find even more rotation in the spine here. Breathe. Expand in the body. If the back leg is lower, tuck the toe and lift. And as we inhale, circle the arms round back to where we started. Exhale, hands down either side of the front foot. Step back through plank. Chaturanga down as we retain the breath. Inhale to Cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Keep the hips nice and square. We're going to flex that left ankle. Engage through the hamstrings. Inhale, squeeze, heel to glute. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, squeeze. Are you still pushing out through the shoulders? Exhale, straighten. Inhale, squeeze, heel to bum. Exhale, straighten. And as you inhale, step the left leg through, squeezing knee to chest. Try not to lift those palms. As we inhale, arms lift to our crescent lunge. Good. Bend the back leg as you inhale. Tuck the tailbone under slightly, and let's see if we can feel that lengthening on the front of the right quad and hip flexor this time. Exhale, straighten. Can you maintain in the pelvis stability? Inhale, bend the back leg. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Good. Inhale, right arm reaches down, left arm reaches up in our twist here. The back leg can be lifted or lowered. Imagine you are squeezing a piece of paper in between the upper thighs, engaging Mula Bandha here. Inhale, left arm reaches back as we windmill the arms back round to the front. Exhale, hands through heart center, coming into that twist, hooking right elbow across left thigh. Maybe the back leg stays lifted, maybe it lowers. Suss out what your body needs here and see on the exhale if you can get a little further into the twist. Really twisting from the base of the spine and opening up through the upper thoracic. Good. If the back leg is lower, tuck the toes, inhale, lift. Allow the arms to lead us back round as they sweep up. Exhale, hands down either side of the front foot. Step it back through our plank. Retain the breath as we chaturanga down. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. As we exhale this time, lift the hips to the sky, push the ground away. We're doming through the upper back. We're in a plank position in the body. Glutes are engaging. Hold here for 3. Really push the back of your heart to the ceiling. 2. And on 1, lower the knees. Take your child's pose. Bottom to heels. Rest your forehead down to the ground. Inhale forwards to all fours. From here, turn the hands outwards and begin rocking side to side or circling. And then carry on changing. So we flip to the back of the hands, fingers face inwards, fingers face towards the knees. Keep flipping them over one at a time. If this is too much for you, take the bottom towards the heel so it takes the pressure off a little bit. And whatever other wrist mobility drills you need to take here, take them now. Maybe the thumb hooks into the palm, fingers overlap, and we circle through the wrists here. Really getting them nice and warm and getting used to putting weight into the hands in different areas so that if we were to land in a slightly unusual way whilst practicing an advanced yoga posture, we're not going to injure ourselves. Good. When you're ready, heel to bum, tuck the toes, just shake out the wrists, let it go. Deep breath, stand to the base of your tummy. Good. From here, plant the heels, or if they stay lifted, no worries. You can always pop a block under the heels or roll over the end of your mat a couple of times to provide a bit of cushioning. We'll find our Malasana Yogi squat. And maybe you want to shake side to side a little. Same thing here as when we were in our toe stand. If you're down pretty comfortable and it feels fairly easy, but you're rounding a little in the spine, maybe you need to come up a few inches and notice how that engages us more and we can find a little more length in the spine. Breathe here. Keep engaging and pulling heart towards hands. Deep breath. Good, then it has been mating season for the spiders and they are about to reappear. So from here, for our spider pose, inhale, hands on the floor, come onto the tippy toes, lift your bottom slightly so that we have buttocks in line with the knees. Keep squeezing the inner thighs in towards each other. And from here, we release the hands and reach forwards. Oh, hello, hip flexor strength. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower the heels. Take a big breath in Malasana. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, back up onto those tippy toes. Lift the bottom so it's in line with the knees. This time we grab left ankle with right hand, right ankle with left hand. Inhale, shine your heart forward. Squeeze, engage through the glutes. Gazing forwards for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower the heels. Find your Malasana, Yogi squat. Big deep breath. Last spider variation here. Inhale, back up onto those tippy toes. Lift the bottom slightly. And this time we're going to reach the arms through, palms facing up. Reach and contract in the core. Breathe for 3, 2. If you're shaking, good work. 1, and we lower the hands to the ground. Really see here if maybe you want to bend and straighten a few times, but we're going to prep for our Tittibhasana Firefly pose, and that's a really nice one to do after the spiders as we have that recent awareness of the power in the hip flexors. So from here, we bend the knees generously. Really try and hook the shoulders underneath the knees. From here, place the hands behind the feet, and our triceps become this little sort of ledge for our bottom to sit down onto. Shift the gaze forward and contract in the abs. Come onto the tippy toes of the feet, and maybe the feet tap together a few times. Let's clap with the feet. Keep gazing forwards, and when we're in this position, there should be active flexion happening in the wrists. Really feel the back of your hand and the front of the forearm squeezing and contracting towards each other. Good. And if you're moving on from the feet clapping together, maybe one leg starts to straighten, maybe the other leg, and maybe both legs straighten. And from here, you can work at sitting the bum back or lifting the bum high and coming back into a wide-legged forward fold. Or if you have press to handstand within your practice, Try and work on that transition from Tittibhasana, kicking forwards and all the way into your handstand press. Otherwise, we're going to walk the hands forwards, lower the knees, come back onto all fours. Good. From here, let's take a few drills preparing for our supported headstand, Salamba. We're going to lower the forearms down to the ground, place one arm on top of the other and make sure that the distance here is equidistant apart. Interlock the fingers and we're going to place the crown of our head on the floor. A good way to measure this is if you put your palm of your hand on your forehead, wherever your middle finger touches on the crown of your head, this is the point that should be on the floor. You can slightly push the back of your neck into your hands and we should have roughly around 80% of the weight pushing through our arms here and 20% in the head. From here, inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, lift the bottom up to the ceiling and walk, tiptoeing feet towards you until you feel the hips stack over your head. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to lift and push the head off the ground. Inhale, lower down. You'll notice if you are putting too much weight in the head. Exhale, lift the head off the ground. Try and keep that compression in the hip flexors. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift the head off the ground. Good, lower the knees to the ground, bum to heels, take a child's pose, let it go. Reset the arms, inhale, crown of the head goes down to the ground, tuck the toes, bottom lifts. Tiptoe the feet towards you until the hips stack. Squeeze and engage left heel towards left glute. And maybe that right foot starts to find a little float time. Repeat on the other side. Squeeze right heel to glute. Stack the hips over the head. And maybe that left foot starts to find a little float. By all means, if you have supported headstand within your practice, you can take it now. Maybe both feet find a little lift. And if you are lifting up to your supported headstand, remember to keep pushing the weight through the arms, extend out the shoulders, squeeze and engage your glutes so we can open the front of the hip flexors a little more. Breathe and aim for anywhere between 5 to 10 breaths. Toes are pointed. And when you're ready, hinge at the waist and try and slowly lower as slowly as you can. Take your child's pose, bum to heels, rest the forehead down to the ground, let it go, deep breaths. Relax. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, swoop the body forwards, and exhale, round through the back and bring the bottom back to the heels. Inhale, swooping cat forwards. Exhale, round through the back, coming back. One more time. Inhale, swoop forwards. Exhale, round through the back and bum to heels. And let's see if we can reverse that. Inhale, round. And as you exhale, swoop, bum lifts. Push back. Good, try that once more. Inhale, round, reversing the motion. Rest back in your child's pose. Once more, take a deep breath. Good, extending the arms forward from here into our puppy pose. Stack the hips over the knees and we'll just stay contracted in the core for now. So we're looking for length in the spine. We're not melting the chest down just yet. Feel how this opens into the shoulders a little more. We're active through the hands, just like we are in downward facing dog. Deep breath. And on your exhale, if you feel comfortable, now start to melt the chest down. The palms will lift, coming into cupcake hands, allowing us to keep this external rotation in the shoulders. Again, if this is enough, stay here. If you want a little more and the body will allow, you can always tuck the toes and straighten the legs. And if you're in the straightened leg version, you can lift a leg at the back and also lift another one, which is a nice prep working towards our chin stand. Wherever you're at, one more deep breath. And exhale, come back out the way we came in, walk the hands back. Take a deep breath on all fours and shake the hips side to side. Good. One more step from here. Either repeat what we just did if it felt good in your body. Otherwise, we'll take a nice preparation for our Ganda Bherundasana chin stand. So from an all fours position, we send the chest forwards, bend the elbows at 90 and squeeze the elbows into the ribs, just like we do in Chaturanga. When we place the chin on the ground, a same thing as our supported headstand. We want only 20% of the weight in the chin and 80% still pushing through the hands. Don't make the same mistake as me. The first time I practiced a chin stand, I had a nice chin scab to prove it afterwards. So we Chaturanga, send the chest forwards, elbows stay reaching behind us. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, lift. And if you really push into the hands here, the chin should be able to lift off the floor. So that's how little weight we're putting into the chin. Inhale, right leg lifts, or stay with what you're at. Breathe. Keep pushing into the hands if the leg is lifted. Change sides. Inhale, left leg lifts. Breathe. If the leg is lifted lower, lower the knees. Take your child's pose. Rest the forehead down. Deep breath. Relax. Good. One final add-on from here. Either stick with the first or second step if that felt good for you. Or if you want to go for full chin stand, we'll practice that now. And I'm not going to talk whilst I'm in the pose because it is quite challenging. It's a good opening at the front of the throat. And also I find in my body, I'm really pushing through the hands. And when the legs are lifted, that's when I'm able to melt the chest down towards the ground, a little more like we do in puppy pose, and find that extra elongation through the upper thoracic spine, which in my body is rather stubborn. So be mindful of this. Take the same preparation as before. From all fours, Chaturanga down, elbows squeezing, and take whichever variation feels good for you. Come out the way we came in, settle bum to heels, rest in your child's pose, relax. Well done. Good. From here, walk the hands forwards and lower all the way down to the ground. We'll bring the arms out in front, cupcake hands. As you inhale, lift the head and shoulders and torso. And exhale, melt back down to the ground. Legs are engaged, squeezing towards each other, and tops of feet pushing into the ground. Glutes active. Inhale, lift. Maybe you want to lean the head to the side, finding some elongation in the side of the neck. Inhale, last time, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. From here, bring the hands back under the shoulders. Inhale, lift the head, shoulders, and torso off the ground. And we're going to lift the hands and we'll stay where we are in baby cobra. Breathe. Are the tops of the feet pushing into the ground? Are the glutes active? Breathe and hold. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Lower down, rest on the cheek. And maybe you want to shake the hips out a little bit here. Shake the heels side to side. Let it go. Deep breath. Good. Hands come back under the shoulders. Inhale, lift head and shoulders off the ground. Shoulders draw down and back. If you're comfortable, stay here. If you want a little more, start to straighten the arms. Maybe you come into your full upward facing dog, pulling the hips forward as if they were going to draw through between the hands, opening through the upper thoracic. Head can lean back if it's comfortable, or stay lengthened in the neck. 3, 2, 1. Good. Slowly lower down. Rest it on the other cheek and let go. Relax. Good. Hands come back under the shoulders. Final variation here. Either repeat steps 1 and 2, or we shall add on if it feels good to do so in your body today. Inhale. Draw the shoulders back. Lift into baby cobra. From here, if it feels good, start to push the weight into the hands. You can lift the hips off the floor and come all the way into upward facing. From here, if we're working on our Raja Bhujangasana King Cobra pose, we lower the knees to the ground. Remember when we were doing those drills, flexing the right heel, squeezing heel to glute. The neck starts to drop back. And we can practice one leg at a time. And then the other. Squeeze actively, heel towards glute. Loop the neck back. And exhale, lower down. If full King Cobra is in your practice, by all means, bend in both legs. Take one final round and practice your King Cobra. And whenever you finish, rest it back down on the cheek. Breathe deep and relax. Good. Hands come back under the shoulders, tuck the toes. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to push all the way up to our plank. And exhale, bottom to ceiling in our downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, right leg lifts. Step it through between the hands. Adjust the back foot to 45. And we're going to inhale, swivel the arms up, which opens our hips to the side, long edge of our mat, preparing for Trikonasana triangle pose. Good. Inhale, arms lift. As you exhale, right arm reaches away from us, kicking out that left hip to the side into our Trikonasana triangle pose. Now, maybe this right hand touches down to the floor, maybe it's propped on a block, or maybe you want to take an active version where the right hand is actively pushing into that right leg and vice versa, adding that rotation in the torso as we shift our gaze up to the ceiling. In the legs here, you should feel as if you're drawing up through that central arch of both feet. And again, imagine you're squeezing a piece of paper between your upper thighs, engaging Mula Bandha. Breathe. Now, if you're here and this is enough, stay with this. If you want a little more, and if that right hand is comfortably down to the ground, maybe on the next inhale, this left arm reaches over the top and connects with that right leg. And if so, really work here at rotating in the torso, gazing up towards the ceiling. And this is a nice active prep variation of our compass pose. Breathe. Good. Inhale, come out the way we came in, through Trikonasana, back to center. Inhale, arms sweep round to the front of that front foot. Step back through your plank. Either take a vinyasa flow here or go back to downward dog, whatever feels good for you in this moment. Deep breaths. You got it. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Adjust that back foot to 45 degrees and the arms circle up, opening the hips to the wide edge of our mat. I'm just going to turn around so that I'm front facing towards you here. Inhale, arms raise. As you exhale, left arm reaches forwards. Kick out from that right hip and hinge from the waist into our Trikonasana triangle. Same thing here, focus on your variations. What helps you find more rotation in the upper thoracic spine and shift the gaze up towards the ceiling? Are you engaging right from the inner arches of the feet, squeezing inner thighs together in Mula Bandha? Maybe this is enough, or again, if you took the variation on the other side, feel free to inhale and right arm reaches to connect with that left leg. Left arm reaches across to settle at the right hip and really work on rotating in the waist, opening and gazing under that right armpit. Breathe. Coming out the way we came in, passing back through Trikonasana and up through center. Arms circle around either side of the front foot. Step back through our plank and either take a vinyasa flow here or go back to downward dog. Good, breathe. Lower the knees down to the ground. Cross over the lower legs and we're going to bring ourselves through to seated. We're going to practice some nice yoga drills here in preparation for our Pincha Maurasana forearm stand. These are nice drills to either throw into your usual practice or just give you some extra suggestions of how we can use breath and movement to help build strength and stability in the body when we're working towards our advanced yoga postures. So lowering down all the way to the ground, hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug. And maybe you want to rock side to side a little. Maybe you want to circle the knees here, which massages the lower back into the ground. Ooh, that feels juicy. Now don't get too relaxed here because we're about to work. So keep on squeezing right knee towards the chest. And we're going to lengthen the left leg away and just keep that left lifted a couple of inches off the mat. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the head and shoulders and keep squeezing that right knee in towards the chest. Stay here if it's enough, or the next step is to reach the arms away from you. So we're crunching in the abdominals. Keep squeezing these towards chest. Hold here with the breath. And if you want an extra challenge, you can reach the arms overhead and actively push them away as if we were preparing for a handstand here. So we're hollowing out the body, we're breathing, we're squeezing for 3, 2, 1. Good, lower back down, knees to chest, give yourself a hug, shake it out. Let's change sides. Inhale, squeeze. Left knee towards chest, extend the right leg away and hover just a few inches off the mat. Inhale, lift the head and shoulders. Squeeze knee towards chest. Stay here or add on as we release the hands and actively reach them away from us. Lower back is flush and engaged with the mat. Added challenge if you want it to reach the arms overhead and actively push them away. We're squeezing. We're engaging, we're breathing for 3, 2, 1. Lower down, bring the knees to the chest, hug it out, let it go. Well done. Good, so these are the drills and now we're going to add them with a breathing technique which is made up of a 4-part inhale and a 4-part exhale to really maximize and get the most out of the movement here. Squeeze that right knee back into the chest, extend the left leg away. Lower back is flush. If you feel it lifting, really ground the lower back down and maybe you need to lift that left leg a little higher. Inhale, lift the head and shoulders off the ground. Take whichever arm variation you wish, either extending forwards or over the head. And we're going to inhale for 4. Change the legs and exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Change the legs, exhale for 4. Inhale. Change and exhale. Last time, inhale. Change and exhale. Can you lift even higher? Squeeze even higher. Well done. Lower back down, knees to chest. Shake it out. Give yourself a big hug. Well done. Good. From here, rock yourself forwards. Cross over the legs and bring yourself back through to that all fours. We're going to prepare here for our Pincha Maurasana forearm stand and see how those drills apply to this advanced yoga inversion. So forearms down to the ground. You can use here a strap around the forearms. The only reason I'm not a huge fan of that is that it helps the elbows, or it encourages the elbows to squeeze out to the sides, which isn't really what we want. We want the opposite. We want a sensation of the elbows squeezing in towards each other. So what is preferable is if you have a block handy, place the block in between the elbows, and then you've got something there actively to squeeze the elbows in towards each other. For me, what works in my practice, my hands, especially on a super grippy mat like this Lifeform mat, are actually turning inwards as if they were turning two dials inwards, and this helps keep that traction of elbows squeezing towards each other and the hands have got full control of the body when we're up in that inversion. So find where you're comfortable on your forearms. Elbows squeezing in, hands are as if turning dials inwards. We inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, bottom lifts towards the ceiling and start walking the toes towards you until we're here in our dolphin pose. If the heels are lowered, inhale, lift onto the tiptoes. Really try and do your best to stack bottom overhead for 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down the knees. Take a child's pose. Deep breath. Let it go. Good. If that's enough for you, stick with that and we're going to repeat. If you want a little more and you're ready for the next step, prepare those arms. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, bottom lifts. Walk the toes in towards you and inhale up onto the tippy toes. Right leg lifts. Inhale, really lean forwards and stack the hips. Feel that compression. Left thigh squeezing towards tummy for 3, 2, 1. If the leg is lifted, change to the other side. Left leg lifts. We're on the right tippy toes. Actively squeezing and compressing. Bottom of your tummy towards right thigh. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Take your child's pose. Bump to heels. Rest the forehead down and relax. Good. Final step here, or repeat what we just did. And remember how the body felt when we were doing those drills, squeezing right knee in and hollowing out through the body. And it's going to be the exact same feeling here as we hop one leg up to the ceiling and squeeze the other knee actively into the chest. Prepare as you did before. Inhale, toes tuck. Exhale, lift the bottom to the ceiling. Start tiptoeing, feet towards you. I like to gaze somewhere in between the elbows. Right leg lifts towards the ceiling. Big inhale. As you exhale, think about that right toe reaching to the sky and the bottom knee squeezing in actively towards the chest. Maybe you catch a little float time. And if you do, hang out there or straighten both legs. If you're hopping and hopping and hopping, as a good rule of thumb, try 3 times and then take a child's pose. Let it go. Ain't nobody got time for that. And this is a good way to make sure that we're not feeding into our ego and just trying to push past whatever the body will allow on any given day, because we're changing and expanding and growing every single day in many, many ways. Good, relax. Let's try it out on the other side. Inhale, prepare the arms. If you're repeating steps 1 and 2, stick with it, you've got it. Tug the toes, exhale, bottom lifts. Tiptoe, feet towards face. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, Pincha Maurasana. Leg is reaching up towards the sky, bottom knee is squeezing in towards the chest. And if you find that float time, Maybe draw a line up the other leg with the toe. Squeeze legs actively, glutes are engaged. Lower down when you're ready, take your child's pose. Breathe, relax, let it go. Whatever happened, happened. Good, inhale forwards from here, all fours. As inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step through between the hands. Wimble the arms all the way around, opening the hips to the long side of our mat again. From here, we're going to pivot the toes so that they face out at 10 to 2. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, knees go out in the direction of our toes. Goalpost with the arms into our goddess pose. Hold here, engage Mula Bandha, squeeze. Inhale, up onto the tiptoes. You can take Gyan Mudra, connecting first finger and thumb, point of focus. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, heels lower. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good, taking the hips over to the right side, coming down into our Skandasana. Flex that left foot. Again, if you can't sit all the way down, don't worry, you can keep the bum a little more lifted. If you're down here, okay, keep that right knee pushing out to the side, and maybe you want to open it up for a little twist. Whenever you're ready, come back to the center and try and lower your bottom to the floor without using the hands. We'll let this right knee fall inwards now. Inhale, arms lift, left toes facing up. And exhale, forward fold here, squeezing thighs together, breathe. Inhale, lift the arms back to center. That right knee opens back out to the side. This time as you exhale, right arm reaches up and over towards that left foot and the left hand reaches onto the right ankle. Now make sure this right knee isn't collapsing in. Keep actively pushing that right knee out towards the side. And we want to do our best here to try and hook that left shoulder into the inside of the left thigh and start rotating here in the torso, gazing under that right armpit. Again, a nice preparation here for our compass pose. Feeling a huge elongation all down the right side of the body, from the right armpit, down the ribs, right to the kidneys and hip. Breathe it deep. Find some extra space. Good, inhale, back to center, without using the hands if you can. Lift the bottom, come back into that Skandasana and transfer over to Skandasana on the other side. Same thing here, keep the left knee squeezing out to the side. Maybe you want to open it up a little. Maybe you're sticking with hands at heart center. Whenever you're ready, lower the bottom to the ground without using the hands. Let this left knee fall inwards, right toes up, arms up, inhale. And exhale, reach forwards, forward fold. Keep pulling that right knee up, engaging through the right quad. Inhale, arms lift back to center. Open that left knee back out to the side. As you exhale, left arm reaches up and over now towards the right foot. If it doesn't connect, don't worry. Left knee wants to collapse in, but we're going to keep pressing it out to the side as we grab hold of the left ankle with the right hand. Really try and shimmy the shoulder towards the inside of the right thigh. Rotate and twist in the torso, gazing under that left armpit, breathe. Inhale, back to center. If you want to, as we did on the other side, see if you can lift the bottom and come back through Skandasana. We'll come back into the center, hands lower, shake it out here, just taking the hips side to side a few times. And then we're gonna shimmy the feet towards each other, lower the bum to the ground through a Malasana and come into a seated position. So from here, we will pass through a couple more variations in preparation for our compass pose. You can keep the bottom leg tucked in, or personal preference, you can extend it out in front, making sure that the toes remain facing up to the ceiling and not going out to the side. I'll keep the leg bent in for this variation. We'll take the sole of the right foot and place it on the inside of the left elbow crease. Then wrap the right arm around the leg and we just shake out the leg baby here. Now I know it feels like we want to curve in the spine, but try and do your best to resist that and sit up high onto the sit bones. Keep lengthening the spine and encouraging heart towards right calf here. Breathe. When you're ready, release the right arm and feed it through under that right leg. Release the right leg with the left arm. And we're going to hook this right leg over the right shoulder as if it were a bag. Good. Now from here, you can gently shift that knee further behind the shoulder, opening further into the back of the hip. Stay here if it's enough, or if the body will allow, we're going to grab the outside of the right foot with the left hand, place the right hand on the floor. Big inhale, find some space. And as you exhale, kick, straightening the leg and gaze under that left armpit. Full compass pose here, or it doesn't matter if the leg is bent. Deep breath and final challenge. We're going to engage through the leg, let go and see if you can hold where it is for 3, 2, 1. Lower down and release. Good. We'll practice the same thing on the other side. So cross over the legs. That bottom leg again can be bent or straight out in front. And we'll place the sole of the left foot in the crease of the right elbow. Left arm reaches around and we start cradling the leg, opening through the back of the hip. Do your best here not to slouch in the spine. Keep sitting up tall, engaging heart towards calf. When you're ready, release the left arm and loop it underneath the leg. Release and hook this left leg over the left shoulder. You can gently encourage knee to rock side to side and pass behind the left shoulder, opening up. And the same thing as we did the other side. We grab the outside of the left foot with the right hand. Left hand comes down to the floor. Find space and length, inhale. And as you exhale, kick, gaze under that right armpit and breathe. I should have mentioned on the other side, if the left hip is lifting off the floor here, that's no problem. It's all good. And in fact, you could try the difference. You can lower it down. Notice how that feels. Lift it up. Notice how it feels. Get experimental and curious. Engage now through the leg. Release. Hold it where it is for 3, 2, 1, and lower down, release. Well done. We're going to lower all the way down on our mat now. Let the knees knock side to side. Just window wipe the legs. Crossing left leg over the right, you can single or double wrap. Lift the hips and just slightly adjust them to the left side of your mat. We now let the knees fall to the right and we open the arms out to the side and look towards the left hand. Keep both shoulders on the ground here, and if that means that the knees lift a little bit, that's no problem at all. Try and relax a little more with each exhale. Slowly come back through center, uncross the legs, and we cross right leg over left. Lift the hips to the right of the mat this time, knees fall left, and we look to the right hand. Both shoulders on the ground. Relax with each exhale. Slowly come back through center. If the body needs something specific, then take it now. Maybe that's a happy baby pose. Maybe it's some more window wipers with the legs. Maybe another twist. Whatever feels good for you in this moment. Good. Slowly lower down, feet to the floor. We're going to walk our heels towards us until they touch the fingertips. If you can, shimmy the shoulders underneath you slightly here so we have space in the chest. Make sure the knees are tracking forwards in line with the hips and not knocking in or out. As you inhale, fill the lungs, and exhale, push the weight into the heels, lifting the pelvis off the floor, and then roll up the spine as if lifting one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up into our bridge pose. Keep lengthening through the back of the neck. Check out what those knees are doing again. Personal preference here if you want to hold the heels or interlock the hands so you can shimmy the shoulders under even more. Can you lift the hips even higher to the ceiling? Take a little cheeky feel of the glutes here. Notice what they're doing. Maybe they're fully relaxed. Maybe they're over squeezing, and we want somewhere in between. So active glutes to protect the lower back, but not overdoing it. Good, breathe. Exhale, lower, one vertebra at a time. Coming out the way we came in. Now let the knees knock together, palms face up. Fully relax, breathe. Good. 2 more variations here and closing postures. Either repeat what we just did if you're comfortable in bridge pose. Otherwise, I will explain the remaining 2 options. So either bridge preparation or prepping the hands either side of the ears for full wheel pose if it's in your practice. Inhale. Exhale, push the weight into the heels, come up through our bridge, and then push the weight into the hands. Maybe you pass through a little weight in the top of the head, and then lift all the way up in our bridge pose. If you're in your bridge, maybe work at starting to straighten the legs and really shift the shoulders so they're stacked over the wrists, finding that full elongation, a little more length in the upper stubborn thoracic spine. Breathe here for 3. Full body energizing posture 2. 1. Lower down the way we came in. 1 vertebra at a time, all the way down. Knees knocked together, palms face up. Relax, breathe. Good. Final option here, and you can take this option either in bridge or wheel, so whatever feels good for you. Final setup, same as before. Inhale, exhale, push the weight through the heels, lifting 1 vertebra at a time. If you're going for wheel, push the weight into the hands, and then we add a leg. So inhale, squeeze the left knee in towards the chest. Couple of options here. You can straighten the leg, or you can flex the ankle and cross it over the other leg, letting the knee fall out to the side in a figure 4. Of course, if you're lifting the leg either in bridge or wheel, practice the other side as well, squeezing right knee to chest, straightening the leg, flexing the ankle, crossing it over, letting knee fall wide. Just there's some funky options. Final breath wherever you're at, and then exhale, lower down. Nice and gently the way we came in, relaxing knees together, palms face up, breathe. Well done. Preparing for Shavasana now. Straighten out the legs into either corner of the mat. Shimmy the shoulders underneath you once more so we have space and length in the chest and collarbones. Deep inhale into the base of your tummy for 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the breath. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the breath. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the breath. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Retain the breath. 1 more round in your own counts. your whole body relax. Notice how your breath is peaceful and at ease. And remember what this feels like, and I hope you continue to carry it with you for the rest of your day. Slowly start to become more aware of sounds, smells, and any light that you can make out beneath the eyelids. Start to bring a little movement back into the fingers and toes. And just rolling over to the left or right in the fetal position, resting the head in the hands, eyes closed. Take 2 or 3 breaths here before bringing yourself back to a comfortable seated position with the eyes closed. Bringing the hands to heart center, take 3 of your deepest breaths of the whole day so far. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Thank yourself for spending time on your mat and showing up just for you. Namaste. Thank you so much everyone for joining me for this preparation practice. If you are joining in the Instagram challenge, where we are incorporating these 7 advanced yoga postures, then best of luck. There are some great prizes to win. And if you're not joining in and it's already been and gone, then I hope you enjoyed this practice, working towards Grasshopper, Compass, Firefly, supported headstand, Chinstand, Forearmstand, and King Cobra pose. If you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe, as that really does help enable me to continue to share free yoga with the community. Thank you so much for being here. See you next time. All my love.